Welcome. Congratulations. We welcome Sophie Jaques, Schepers, and Coach Nadine Muzerall. Muz, if you'd like to open with a statement, then we'll have questions for the student athletes and more questions for you.
Thank you. Well, thanks everybody for being here and supporting the WCHA Championship. Kind of feels like a national championship. You know, you have number 1 and 2 in the country. And honestly, at this time of the year, it's anybody's game. You have 2 phenomenal teams. You know, Brad has done a fantastic job with Minnesota, and they're very well coached. They have a lot of depth. And I thought it was a back-and-forth game all the way through. You know, we hit a pipe early with the power play, and then they turned around, scored 2 goals in the second that, you know, we had to regroup after that, got into the locker room, got in their ear a little bit, and they responded, though. That's what's best about this team is their heart and their character and the family that we have amongst one another, that we got to lean in and hold each other accountable to be better. In order to win, we have to elevate our game. And I just really commend them for coming back down 2-0 against the number 1 team in the country and fighting and finding a way to do it. Once we got that power play, it was a great opportunity for me to bring in the film from the first power play after the first period. Got to sit with our Scarlet power play unit and talk with them. And honestly, you have Sophie Jaques on your power play, the number 1 power play goal scorer in the country. You want to get her the puck. She's clutch. I don't know if you know her. She's extremely calm and collective and under pressure. And you got my Patty Kazmaier vote, kid. So it was a great win for the whole team.
Any questions for the student athletes?
Sophie, that it looked like on the winning goal it bounced right to you. Was that from the goalie or another player? Do you remember?
I have no idea, honestly. Don't remember.
But it was similar. It seemed similar to the other goal. Like,
yeah.
in between the circles, I see it. I'm just.
Yeah, no, I just saw the puck there and stepped into it, so I felt that was the right play.
See how calm she is?
Conscious thought on the second shot to go higher? Or do you even
I didn't know where it went in that until I just watched it like 30 seconds ago, but yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Sophie, what were those emotions like scoring that goal with the whole team rushing off you for overtime?
Honestly, it was just so exciting. I don't remember most of it, but I just was happy that we scored.
And this one's from Katie from the Lantern. She just wanted to have your thoughts on what it is like to take down the number 1 team in the country.
I mean, it felt great. This was great for us. I mean, this has been our goal all season, one of them at least, and it was just a great game, and was a great win to lead us into the national tournament.
And Liz, captaining the team, what are your emotions right now leading this team and raising this championship in your final season?
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of our group, and like Muzzy said, she came in, got in our ear. I got in their ear a little bit, and to see the answer and how we gutted this win out speaks so much to who we have in our locker room and our culture and the way we believe in each other. We knew that if we could get on the board early in the third that we were really going to give ourselves a chance. We never feel like we're out of a game. So to get that from a depth player too just makes it all the more special, and it's a complete effort all weekend from our team. Couldn't be more proud.
So one of the reasons that Minnesota plays the way it plays now is because of seeing you play last year, and I'm wondering if you see yourselves in them a little. Like your styles are so similar, you're in each other's faces. Do you play another team like that? WCHA?
I think our philosophy doesn't change, our style. We will tweak things based on our opponent of maybe our forecheck or our neutral zone, but in terms of our philosophy is playing relentless and playing aggressive with speed and fitness. That doesn't change no matter who we play.
And this one's for the players as well. It's going to be the first time OSU is hosting an NCAA regional tournament. How excited are you to host that back at your rink next week?
Yeah, it's a great feeling knowing we have one more home game, especially in my final season. Couldn't be more excited to get back to Columbus and share that with our university. It says a lot about how far this program has come and where we're headed and what our goals are in the new standard of Ohio State hockey. So couldn't be more proud, and we love playing at home. We have a great home ice advantage there.
Sophie, do you feel like this might have been the two best teams in the country here today?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we're the two best teams. I mean, we battle every time we play each other, and it was great that we came out on top today.
But to piggyback, I don't think Wisconsin is what they are. I think they're a solid 3 as well.
Any more for the student athletes?
Liz, what did it mean to you winning this championship in your home state?
Yeah, it's always special to be back here, and to have that feeling from our 2020 championship as well is another thing that drove really the want to win this game. I would be happy winning it anywhere, but to have a lot of family in the stands is always really special, and a lot of Minnesotans on our roster I know feel the same way. So, yeah, it's a great added bonus, but I would be happy winning this thing anywhere.
Liz, I'm guessing you felt yesterday that you could win the national championship, but now you've rallied twice in 2 games here. Does this give you more confidence going into the tournament?
Absolutely. I think playoffs is all about being hot at the right times, and we feel really confident in our group. And then even when we weren't playing our best hockey, that we kept giving ourselves chances to win in different ways. Whether it was today we had to find a couple goals late, the other day we had to defend for most of the game our 1-goal lead. And when you can find different ways to win, you feel good going into any game, playing any opponent. So, yeah, definitely confidence. We have felt all year that we are the best team in the country, and hopefully now we get that recognition nationally.
Any more? Thanks, ladies. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good job.
Any questions for Muzzy?
Coach, how crucial was it having 15 minutes of that intermission period to prepare for a minute 53 of having a 5-on-4 advantage?
It came at a very good time. Obviously, we're going to take advantage of that and show some film, and it's just a very long timeout. But if we didn't have it, I would have felt comfortable too because of our fitness and how we practice it a lot, and it's routine, and I would have trusted them even if it wasn't a timeout.
Liz, when you showed them the film, what was the 1 or 2 things in particular you wanted them to see?
Well, it depended off the face-off, right? So on one of them, they flushed, and if they flushed, we wanted to hold it, go down, and go across right away. And then we didn't want to be so inside. We wanted to get outside because we could see when we looked at that off the face-off how much the back door was open. And if they didn't flush, we had to drag them across the far post because they were biting, and then give it to Sophie and get a little bit higher. So Sophie would have had more time to come in hot and draw them out and then go down to Claire and then hit Sophie again, or Sophie just rifle one.
Coach, what was the message in the locker room for second period intermission down 2-0?
That's private. But generally speaking, I wanted more from them, and I wanted them to want more from each other as well. We were doing some uncharacteristic things. It wasn't like we didn't play bad, but we didn't play elite. You're playing the #1 team in the country, and you want to win, you've got to play better, and you got to hold yourselves to a higher standard. And I said, we just need to get to 1. If we can just get to 1, then it'll change the whole course of the game. And they did that, and they did it early, which was another important thing. I was challenging them to get to the net when the pucks were below the goal line and put it at her feet. And it was really nice how Sarah scored because it was very similar to what we were talking about. And our athletic director, Gene Smith, came and talked to the ladies last week in practice. And it was nice because his message was similar to our philosophy and our motto. And he came in, and he's this big dude, right? And he comes in, and he's got it like this on. He goes, got to get nasty. This is like playoff time. Time to get nasty. Leave nothing in the tank. It's empty when you're done. And I thought that was a great message. And that was pretty much what I was echoing in there. You leave nothing in the tank, and you go.
This makes you the #1 seed in the tournament?
Well, last year when we won, we dropped. So rumor has it that we will be, but I'm still trying to figure out the algorithm of the RPI. 1 or 2. It is what it is. We can only control our controllables, and we're just going to be happy to host. And like the girls were saying, echoing of that immense amount of pride of hosting the first NCAA regional tournament, and just think of where we were 6 years ago in a short span of time of where we are now. And I'm just very proud for all those kids that believed in what we were trying to do at OSU and bought in and came to the school.
Coach, can you just speak about Sophie Jaques' performance tonight, being the MVP of the tournament, and just for you all season long?
Well, again, I can be biased, but I try to stay at least, I try not to at least. You know, it was going to be a battle. They have, you know, a contender for Patty Kazmaier as well in Heisey, and I actually voted for Boreen as well. You know, she's a great hockey player. But for Sophie Jaques, what people have to understand, when we recruited Sophie Jaques, it wasn't for point production. It was for her to stop the puck. And her plus minus is the most in the country. Also, being just a handful of points behind the #1 goal scorer in the country says a lot. There's not the gap that it has been in the past. And then when one of your top players in the country is a defenseman with all those points, that's very impressive. You know, she's very close to having the second most of all times in NCAA history. And so Patty Kazmaier also was a defenseman, I found out too. So it's just, I think when you're in clutch games, you know, you need those people. The Minnesotas have the Heiseys and the Boreens, and they had a heck of a really nice first goal too, and you need that from your studs. But then when it comes down, push to shove, you got to have them step up. That's their role. That's their responsibility. It's a heavy weight, but with that comes glory. And I was just so proud. Like, if we wanted to get the puck anywhere, it's on Sophie Jaques' stick, and that's how we design our power play. She was clutch.
Are you traveling tonight?
We are.
So how are you going to be in the air or bus or
Yeah, I mean, that's what's tough. I think we're the only team, you know, that has to worry about that. So we were hoping that we would get back in time, but our flight's now delayed an hour, so we probably won't. So what we're going to have to do is watch it, you know, delayed. But we're going to take everybody's cell phone, turn them off, put them in a basket, coaches included, and just watch it late and be surprised as if we're seeing it live.
Touched on this a little bit here, but why do you think your team is so tough to play against?
Because of Laura Halderson. But in all seriousness, it's the type of kids we recruit, to be honest. If you look at the three coaches, we all played boys hockey. We grew up playing a little blue-collar boys hockey. You have to think creatively in the offensive zone. You have to have discipline and work ethic in the defensive zone. And when I first took over this program, we didn't have the names to compete against the Wisconsins and the Minnesotas, who had a long roster of U18 kids. We didn't have that. And the way we were going to beat them was just complete fitness. It was almost like a Rocky mentality, is we're going to keep coming after you and you're going to have to knock us down. We might not be the best team, but we're going to be the toughest to play against. And I think that over time we've continued that philosophy, but now have gained talent. So now it's a really nice blend of being tenacious but skilled.
Would a rematch in 2 weeks in St. College surprise you?
No, it wouldn't, to be honest with you. You're at the hands of a championship committee, so you never know what's going to happen. I just know that they don't want the 6th through the 11th team to be same conference. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, you can only control your controllables and just go one game at a time. We're 3 away. In the locker room before we came here, we had the number 5 games, right? And then now we're at 4, now we're at 3. And so now it's elimination at this point, but we just go one game at a time, and whoever's in front of us, we just got to look at it at that moment, and that be it.
Any more promotions? You got a plenty of cash.
I got food to eat.
Thanks much. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.